Is that good?
Yeah, perfect. Thumbnail. Bang. Welcome, everyone, to Quarter Twins, the weekly review. Show with only one question. Watch anything good lately? Now, it's been more than 7 days since we last recorded, and more than 7 days since we last premiered an episode.
Yes, that's
Time is
so
fast, and we're
older.
We're older.
We're wiser.
So many things. And we're just going to try to get through it all. This episode might be longer than an hour.
I have a poster.
Dude, so do I. Couple of good movies right there.
One.
Which one is that specifically, or is that just Star It's in general?
It's a lightsaber poster.
Okay.
I also, for the video watchers, I'm going to pan around here.
Oh.
See this?
Ooh, I
this?
remember that one.
This is my Yoda print. Frank Oz, his hand is poking. Well, that's probably not Frank Oz's hand. That's one of the puppeteers' hand is poking through. And there's a guy's head peeking out up R2-D2. Anyway, it's kind of cool. Whoop.
Is that George standing behind R2?
I think it. I don't think so.
Kind of looks like Jude Law's Dumbledore.
It does, actually. That's actually true. I should keep my camera like this, I think.
Hey guys, welcome to my Minecraft commentary. No.
Anyway, yes, this might be a long episode. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe if we get lucky, we might have enough content to split it into 2 episodes, and we can get a week ahead,
that might be an idea worth exploring.
Yeah.
And if we had an ad break, we could discuss it during
30-minute episodes or 2 45-minute episodes.
Let's see what we can manage.
That would be crazy.
Well then, we can just get right into it because we're not sponsored by anybody. No one cares about us. It's
weird. We don't know what to do without the break of the ad.
There's no segues between the intro and the meaty flesh of our great podcast. Yeah. I thought I'd take this opportunity, though.
Meaty flesh.
Well, that's what it is, you know?
Welcome to Quarter Twins
What more
Weekly
can
Review.
I say?
Podcast about meaty flesh.
Podcast about meaty flesh.
Anyway, go ahead.
I thought I would start with a quick update on our $50 bet.
Okay.
It's been some time, and I thought, what if I finished Dune during this break?
Oh, what if?
I didn't. But I read like 40 or 50 pages since we last spoke, which is in terms of my progress, like 3 months worth of reading.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We're on there. And I don't know how many times I've said I'm officially past the first movie, but I can now tell you 100% certain that I have passed.
He's finally done it.
The first movie.
Wow.
I thought I did, and then I didn't. And then I thought I did again because there was new stuff, but it wasn't. And then we finally met Zendaya in person, right?
Zendaya.
And here it is, right? So I talked about the movie, how there's all these constant flashbacks Paula's having about, and like dreams and visions and stuff about Chani, which is Zendaya's character. Not present in the book at all. But when he meets her, he, in one little sentence, he's like, "This is the girl I've been having visions about." Or something like that. And it's just like, wait, what?
This whole time I've been having visions.
Yes. You didn't know about them, reader.
But I've been having them.
Yeah. So basically...
she looks like Zendaya.
Now that she looks like Zendaya, we got to really flesh out that whole vision thing.
Yeah.
In the book, whenever he has too much spice, which occurs a couple times, he has like Doctor Strange, 14 million futures, you know, like he just goes through every possible timeline and sees himself die in a bunch of them, and he's like, oh my gosh, which way is the right way, kind of a thing.
Right.
And I'm actually really happy with how it's been handled because it's like a super overpowered ability to be able to see the future of the conflict you're fighting in.
Sure.
But it also, like, none of it is certain. There's so many different futures There's not just one you have to follow through with.
Yeah.
And he can't see it all. It's all happening at the same time. So he gets like glimpses of things that are repeated throughout multiple visions. So like one of the very prominent ones is he sees him dead on the ground with a knife. And then at the end of the movie, or where we are in the book right now, he gets into a duel with a knife. So he's like, am I going to die right now?
Right.
And so it's like, he's able to see the future, but not all of it, even though he is seeing all of it.
You get some of that in the movie.
Yeah.
I forget it. Did you see the movie?
Yeah, I watched it. It revamped my desire to read the book.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think, well, he has a vision. In the movie, he has a vision of Chani, and she stabs him with the knife. And then you see that meeting happen, and she doesn't stab him or whatever. So you're like, why is he having visions of the future if it's not actually the future?
Yeah.
And that happens a few times, but it's because it's all jumbled.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
Weird.
I think it's better explained in the books. It's still a lot of gobbledygook. He's like, I am seeing all the prescient knowledge, and the threads and strands of time and space are congealing and conglomerating, and like it's like paragraphs and pages of he's
just really high on spice.
Yeah,
he's
and
seeing
it's
the
like,
universe.
I'm like, okay, buddy, like calm down. It's not that serious. So that's where I'm at with Dune. I'm actually really enjoying where we're at right now.
Sweet.
It's getting close to the end relative to where I was. And I think probably going to speed up a little bit more, which is exciting. So hopefully I can finish it before the second movie comes out.
Hopefully. Next summer, I think?
Oh, wait, I have an entire year? Okay, we'll get it done.
Yeah, I think you have a year.
Okay. What if I tried to aim for before my birthday?
That sounds great.
I can do that.
Yeah.
And I still haven't started Game of Thrones because I, of course, am a man of honor.
Of course, you got to finish that Dune book first.
Yeah. I did also go to Barnes & Noble and pick up my next volume of manga.
There you go.
5th in the series, Kaiju number 8, as well as a new one called Noragami. You can't read that. It's backwards in Discord.
It's actually forwards for me.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it's about, but the girl who was selling it really sold it to me. So.
Oh, nice.
I was like, all right.
I bought a few books the other day, too. I'll talk about them when I finish reading one. But
okay. More graphic novels?
Yes, a few graphic novels.
Cool.
Cool. I saw we were pretty hype about this dinosaur movie with Adam Driver in it. Or I was pretty hype about it.
No, I'm hype about it too. I'm excited for the home release.
Yeah. Yeah, I recommend that. I saw 65 on, it feels like ages ago. Part of that is I saw 65, and when I left the theater and got into my car, I immediately forgot it because it was so just absolutely nothing, which was unfortunate. I was pretty disappointed in the film as a whole. It was just very everything you think would happen happens. And you've seen the things that do happen, you've seen a million times. Father, older guy, Adam Driver, stranded with a child. Guy has to get child somewhere safe. There's dinosaurs. There's conflict. Guy gets child somewhere safe. It's a thing. We've seen many, many times. There are dinosaurs in it, which is good. As I said, I wrote in my review, I said it has more dinosaurs than Jurassic World Dominion, so that's a plus.
That's a pretty low bar, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a very low bar. But, I mean, it's not, I also said, it's not a bad movie in any way. It's just, I liked that it was short and to the point, and it was we're getting into it right away. Adam Driver is great as always. I thought that the trailers imply that it says in the trailers that 65 million years ago humans discovered Earth or something like that is what it says.
Oh.
But that's not even true because he's an alien. They're from a different planet.
Oh, he's not human?
He's not even a human. Apologies if I'm spoiling this for you and you care.
That's fine.
He's not even human. He looks like a human, obviously, but like he's from this other planet. And at the beginning of the movie, you're on this planet with him, his wife, and his daughter, and you find out that his daughter has a form of cancer of some sort, and they need money to keep his treatment up, to keep her treatment going. So he agrees to go on this mission to transport like 50 frozen and carbonite type people to a different location.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
Yes, he'll get paid for that. So he does it, but there's an asteroid field that he doesn't know is there while he's asleep in cryo sleep. And the asteroid hits their ship and they go down and he loses all of the passengers, die, except for one girl.
Whoops.
And he crashes on what we find out is Earth. And he finds the one survivor, this girl who doesn't speak English, his language.
Perfect.
So they can't really communicate, and they have some good, like, there's some fun moments, and I think their chemistry is pretty good. But from that point, it hits every kind of story beat that you would think it would in that kind of story. The dinosaurs are cool. There's a cool like boss battle that happens, but there's like they try to have some character conflict and character arc, which okay, so the main character arc, Adam Driver, his daughter has cancer. You find out that, and it's not super clear when, but his daughter actually dies from her disease while he's on his trip. So when he crashes on Earth, and all of his passengers are gone, he sends a message. He's like, "Don't bother sending any help," and then he like puts the gun up to his head and whatever.
Okay.
But then because of the memory of his daughter, he decides not to kill himself and to try to get off. He figured out that there's like an escape pod that he can probably use to get home. So he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll do this." And then he finds this surviving passenger or whatever, and they fight dinosaurs and whatever. It was just kind of. It was just kind of whatever.
Better than Moonfall?
Yes. Better than Moonfall.
Okay.
I will say.
Okay.
Moonfall is.
That's kind
depends
of the bar.
on your mood. Yeah, if you want to watch something to laugh at, Moonfall is your movie. But
not a comedy, just bad.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth a watch on the home release. So
okay.
It was kind of a bummer, but what are you gonna do?
You were hype. You were hype.
I know.
Talk about bummers more. Shazam 2.
I liked it.
No one else did, I don't think.
I know. Yeah. Excuse me, I have a cold. Pause for some water. Anyway, I saw Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Have you seen the first Shazam?
Nope.
Didn't think so. I also really like the first Shazam. They're like on the bottom tier of the DC movies for a lot of people for some reason. I think they're really fun. Both of them. I will say the first one, I really like the premise of the Shazam movies. It's Billy Batson is a teenager that's been in the foster care system his whole life because his parents were crappy. And in the first one, he is with this foster family, and he has 5 or 6, and there are like 5 or 6 other foster kids in this home, and there's a wizard that is like, I need to transfer my power to the purest being of the purest heart to stop the evil that's coming, and it's just kind of by chance that it ends up being Billy, and then he gets this Shazam powers, and he turns into Zachary Levi, and he's a superhero or whatever. And the first movie is a lot more emotionally like resonant. It has a lot more character development for Billy himself, and like at the beginning of the movie, he's looking for his mom, because when he was a kid, one day he was at a carnival with his mom, and he got separated from her, and the police found him, and they couldn't find his mom, so he got put into the foster care system. So he's been looking for his mom for years because he doesn't know what happened, and eventually he finds her, and she's like, and she just doesn't really care about him, and it turns out that she left him there on purpose. And so everybody who was supposed to love him kind of turned their back on him, and so he has this whole character arc. It's very good. The second movie is a little bit more just action heavy, which I wish they would have. I think it was just a classic superhero problem of it, because it's also at the end of the first one, all of his siblings get the Shazam powers to help with the conflict.
Super Power Rangers.
So now they're all Shazams, and so now in the second movie you have all of these Shazams to give screen time and character development. So you don't get as much with just Billy.
Sure.
You really don't get much at all with Billy, because he's basically just Shazam the whole time, which was a little bit disappointing. But I think I had a great time with it. It was very it felt very like early 2000s superhero movie, and so does the first one, like your Raimi Spider-Man movies, has that kind of self-contained fun superheroing adventure,
right?
Not like big universal stakes or whatever.
But the big universal stakes are dope.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, I really like Shazam too. I understand, like, a lot of the reason that it's getting bad reviews is because people at this point, this DC EU universe has been completely obliterated, and it's not going to go anywhere ever. So people are like, what's the point of seeing this movie? And I kind of get it, but at the same time, like, we shouldn't have to have sequels for movies. We should just, like, not every movie has to lead to another movie. It could be, it could be a good movie by itself, and that's cool too. So
that's probably Marvel's fault.
Well, yeah, I think the blockbuster cinema culture is just kind of that way at the moment. And it has been for years, setting up sequels to things because sequels make money usually. But I'd say out of all of the current phase of DC movies, I would tell you, Joshua, to watch these two, because I think they're probably the best self-contained things.
I see.
Because you didn't like what they were doing with Zack Snyder's stuff. So if you didn't like that, you might like this. And it's really cool because the director of both movies, his name is David F. Sandberg, and he got his start making short films on YouTube. So he's a YouTuber turned director, which is always fun to see.
That's awesome.
Super great dude.
Dream right there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I recommend.
All right.
Can I lead you into your next thing that you have on your list?
Let's see what it is.
Because I've been thinking about this because you tweeted one day something about
something.
You were like, have you ever watched a show for years and then it's ruined within like a few minutes or something? Is what you said. And I was very interested. So please,
yes, okay,
carry on.
So the show is called You, Y-O-U.
Right. Y-O-U.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do the joke.
It's about a guy named Joe Goldberg. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. How much do you know about the show?
Nothing.
Okay, he knows nothing.
I know. Well, okay, I know that the guy is like a serial killer or something.
Yeah. So he had an abusive father and he killed his father. I'm gonna spoil plenty of it.
Okay,
if you're okay with that.
I'm totally okay. Everybody,
spoilers ahead for all of you. Brian Zur specifically, I know you are watching this show right now. If by chance you are also listening to this episode, which I don't know if you guys do, you may want to skip ahead a portion because I'm going to spoil season 4. I don't know if you've seen season 4 or not. Anyway, Joe Goldberg grows up with some guy who owns a bookstore, and this guy is also kind of abusive and like locks him in this cage downstairs a lot.
Oh, okay.
And so he's had a rough childhood. It's not an excuse for his actions,
Right.
but this is sort of his excuse for a lot of things.
Sure.
Anyway, he has this very powerful internal monologue, and he's a bit of a stalker, and he's a bit crazy.
Oh, no.
And his idea of love and how the role of love in society and how you should act around it is very skewed and twisted and not realistic.
Sure.
And so he finds someone that he's attracted to, and then his entire world revolves around making that person perfect in having a perfect relationship with them.
Yeah.
And when they turn out to be even a slightly bit different from the fantastical, magical person that he thinks that they are in his mind, he kills them, basically. Or like finds an excuse to ruin their entire life and kill them.
I guess I gotta kill him.
Yeah. So
I guess I'm just gonna.
It happens for several seasons, and we get to season 3. He's married. He has a kid.
Wow.
And he falls in love with someone else. Right.
That's not good at all.
Yeah. Well, if you want to watch the show, you can figure out it's kind of a match made in heaven. Let's just say. A match made in hell. Hey yo.
He'll say
also,
anything.
the character's name that he falls in love with in season 2, her name is Love. So it's just like
No way.
multiple layers of like annoying names.
There's no way.
Yeah. So he's married to Love, and he has a kid with Love.
That's a little on the nose, don't you think?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. And he falls in love with someone else. She plays Raven in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
Great actress. I don't remember her name. That's not true. I think that's literally a lie. I think I'm lying to you right now.
Oh, you remember her name? Or she
no,
doesn't play Raven?
I don't think she plays
Ravens.
Ravens. No. I'm misremembering their faces. Regardless, he falls in love with this other woman, and he's like, well, shoot, now I hate my wife because I'm in love with her now. And so he's trying to...
I guess I gotta kill her.
Balance being married and dealing with this life while also trying to get with this other girl and not telling her that he's married. And then there's this young boy who likes love, and so they both kind of fall in love with other people, but they're both lying to each other about being in this perfect relationship, blah, blah, blah. Stuff ensues. Crazy shenanigans ensue.
Oh, boy.
Season 4, he has to leave the country.
This is a very new season, right?
This just came out.
Just came out?
In 2 halves. They did the first half of the season, and then took like a month off, and then did the other half of the season.
Classic.
Wasn't a really great split. I forgot everything that happened in the first half, all the characters' names. It was too long of a break. Not like Stranger Things.
That was only a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I think.
And only 2 episodes.
Right.
Anyway, season 4, he's in England. And he meets up with all these super rich people. And he has this genuine connection with someone. And he's trying really hard to reform himself. And he understands the problems that he has. And like, it's a very deep, powerful, introspective piece about this guy who like understands that he is a danger to the people he falls in love with. And so there's a moment where he's on a bridge and he is going to end his own life for the person that he loves, because he understands that if he actually is in a relationship with this person, eventually it's not going to be enough, and he's going to kill her. He's going to end up killing her. And he knows that about himself. Now, obviously, ending your own life isn't the best way to do that. He could turn himself in for all of the murders that he's done, or seek psychiatric help, right? Whatever it needs to be. Offing yourself is not correct in any way, shape, or form. Never.
Ever, yeah.
But in this specific character development space, I was like, this is the best choice that this character can make. Like he
That would make sense for his character.
Yeah, he is doing the only thing he knows that will actually be a positive in the long run for this girl he's fallen in love with. And so he falls off the bridge and like drowns under the water.
Mm-hmm.
And then 10 minutes later, he wakes up in a hospital bed and everything's fine. Also, in this episode, the penultimate episode of the season, or like the last episode of the season, even, he starts talking to some other guy in his head that's not real. And it turns out this guy was never real throughout the entire 4th season. They just pretended that he was real.
Oh.
And so then
like a Joker
there's
situation.
he like realizes that he's crazy, and this this killer side of himself has taken physical manifestation in his mind as this other person that he's become obsessed with. And it's just so dumb and not at all what I thought we were going. But then I kind of started to like that character, and it was used well. The writing was good to like kind of separate those people and have like a devil on his shoulder, and then he has to be the sort of angel for himself.
Yeah.
But then they take all that away when he survives his suicide attempt.
Sure.
And of course, like, I don't know, it's difficult because you hate this guy. He's a killer. He's a murderer. He's a terrible human being. But he's the main character. You can't help but like kind of root for him in sort of ways.
Right, yeah.
It's really weird. So, and I don't even remember how the show actually ends. I just like this literal like brain block of how they had this beautiful finality to the show.
Yeah.
It's like really, really well done moment. And then they just rip it away.
Because, is it over now?
I don't think so.
Are they doing more seasons?
I would, if they did another season, I wouldn't be surprised. But it felt like Stranger Things season 3, where it was like, here's the end of the show, guys. And then they ended up doing 2 more seasons.
Well, let's do another one. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did more, and I'll watch more. I just didn't not like the separated monologue character and then ripping away what they led up to the entire season. It was just disappointing.
Well, dang.
Oh yeah, he ends up super rich and like happily married to this girl he finally falls in love with. But then you see him like look into the reflection of the window and you can see the evil person. So he's like, guess I'm just going to do exactly what I
kill her again. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, that's so dumb.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's just very disappointing overall.
Is that the last of the disappointing things we have to talk about?
For me,
I don't have any other disappointing things.
I'm done with negativity. Negativity.
Negativity out the window, guys.
It's over.
I mean, let's talk about The Mandalorian, because we've been split on The Mandalorian.
Not anymore.
Because you were not anymore, I guess.
Not anymore.
So we've had 2 episodes since last we spoke. Episode post this week was a Andor style character development story with 2 side characters. That episode opens with something cool that I can't really remember what happens. What happens? They're on Mandalore. Din Djarin's taken out of the water, and there are TIE fighters, and there's a fight in space.
Oh yeah.
And then it cuts to these 2 people on Coruscant, and they have a whole episode together.
Yes.
What are your thoughts? Because I'm on the fence, and I don't know. What did you think?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I was very interested in widening the scope of Mandalorian. I thought bringing in new characters was a good idea. Well, they're actually both returning characters. They were both in season 1 and 2, I think.
Yes. The doctor from the first season, he was experimenting on little Grogu.
Yes.
For a while.
he was gonna remake Evil Yoda or something. I still don't really know what the original plan was for Grogu.
Yeah, they haven't finished that storyline yet. I don't know if they ever
So
will.
maybe that's not we don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was really interesting. Perspective on the New Republic, which was destroyed in The Last Jedi. With the entirety of Coruscant being blown up, by the way. Coruscant does not exist anymore.
At the end of
Last
the
Jedi.
Skywalker saga, yeah.
Or I guess that's in Force Awakens, isn't it? That the Starkiller
Force
base
Awakens
blows everything up. Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was really interesting.
Because you have this government that has been through, like, it was the Republic, and then the Empire took it over, and then the Empire is gone now, so that it's the New Republic, and they're trying to figure things out, but it's the whole, like, shadows of the Empire thing, where it's like there are still people and ideas and things that are leaking in, and, like, they're trying to figure things out and kind of over control things, which can turn into the same thing as the Empire if they're not careful about it. Which was interesting.
It kind of had like with the interviews that Dr. whatever had.
Oh yeah.
With the robot was very cells interlinked.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh hey,
Blade Runner
2049. That's fun. It felt very Andor. It felt how about this one? Hunger Games, The Mockingjay. Okay. President Coin. Spoilers for Mockingjay Part 2, I guess.
have seen it, surprisingly.
President Coin is the leader of District 13, which was destroyed. She comes in and replaces President Snow as the leader of the new Panem, which is the country that it resides in the U.S. territory post-apocalypse. And she's like gonna be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Basically. She's just gonna punish all the capital people for living the only life they've ever known, blah, blah, blah.
Let's kill them. Mm-hmm.
And I thought
let's
it was
start the Hunger Games again.
Yeah, let's do it with just capital people. Like, wait a minute.
Punish them.
You're not, this is not. So I think that's kind of what I see the New Republic as, but they were more successful than her. And so it's kind of interesting where that's gonna go. However, the next episode,
double cross. Yeah.
Yeah, there's multiple double agents in that episode as well.
The girl character, or the officer. What was she in the?
She was just remember what she was.
She was on Moff Gideon's crew.
Yeah. Season 2
and
is gone from my mind.
She's from the Empire turned New Republic. What do they call them?
They just have numbers.
Yeah, which
it's
was
like a
another
rehabilitation
thing.
team.
Yeah, I was like, that's sketch. Turned into this model citizen, and she like befriends the doctor and is like, let's go get your stuff, man. Let's help you out so you can continue your research. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, she eats a little cracker from the Empire, and it's like, oh, she's double crossing, and she wipes his mind or something.
Yeah,
which was
scary
crazy
stuff.
Yeah. And then the next episode, which I have to I have to be transparent. After the Order 66 flashback and it cut back to the other thing that was happening, I turned it off and I didn't finish it, I gotta say.
You didn't
so I don't know what happens. I didn't even finish it. I don't know. I don't know, man. Something about it. I was just
okay. We've completely flipped then.
I know. I'm Mr. Mandalorian over here, and I'm like, I just couldn't even. I was like, well,
did you hate
I'll
the
watch
Order
it
66?
sometimes. No, I thought we get freaking Ahmed Best as a Jedi. Did you realize that?
I didn't know it was Ahmed Best, but I was like, whoever this guy is, cool.
Yeah. So that for those who don't know, Ahmed Best is the actor who plays this Jedi in this episode of The Mandalorian that saves Grogu from Order 66. Ahmed Best is the guy who did the voice and motion capture for Jar Jar Binks in the prequels.
Oh,
And he has had this just incredible journey of like, he was Jar Jar Binks and people were like, hey, we hate you. And that was not fun for him for a long time. But he's loved Star Wars ever since, and he's done multiple things in the Star. He hosted they did that Star Wars like reality game show type thing that he hosted. And anyway, it's just really cool. They brought him back. They gave him a little cool role. He was really cool. He had 2 lightsabers, and he just like wreck shop.
that's awesome.
Saved Grogu.
I didn't even really understand what was happening.
Yeah. I was like, knowing that he played Jar Jar, I was like, what if it was just Jar Jar? And he was like, we gotta go. We gotta get you out of here. You know?
He becomes a Jedi. They completely
I
shatter
would be
canon.
If they had a Jar Jar Binks cameo and saving Grogu from Order 66, I would be like, wow, that was
a great choice.
Yeah, I think they could do it, and I would be a big fan. But
wow. Well, now I can't talk about the episode as much.
Please do if you feel like it.
Let's just say.
Does anything? Okay, let me just tell you why I didn't finish it.
Okay.
Because at the beginning, Mando, Bo-Katan, and Grogu are on the whatever planet the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the culvert is now.
What's the people, the cult?
Culvert.
The culvert. And
That's the name of the group anyway.
They're there, and that kid from the first episode that gets the foundling that gets his helmet and whatever is there, and he and Grogu have a little sparring session, which was kind of fun. And then that kid, the foundling with the helmet, gets taken by a flying pterodactyl-looking thing, and they go to try to find him, and then we cut to this Order 66 flashback, and then cuts back to them, and I was like, I feel like I got it. They're gonna get him. They're going to get this kid, and they're going to fight these pterodactyls, and that's going to be it. Cool. I don't know if I have to finish this, I guess. So I didn't finish it. But what happens? Does anything cool happen?
I mean, that all does happen.
Right.
They do confirm that it is Vizsla's son.
Oh, okay.
So there's that. I guess if you care
Paz
about the
Vizsla.
Vizsla line. Did you see the part about Grogu's Grogu receives something?
Oh yeah, he gets a little chest piece.
Yes, he gets a cute little chest piece.
Ginormous, yeah, on him.
Adorable.
Yeah.
So that happens. Bo-Katan also gets something.
I didn't see that. So
and she chooses the mythosaur as her signet. So she has one with the night owl and one with the... She loses a pauldron during the fight, so she replaces that and she gets the mythosaur. And she talks to the blacksmith about seeing one in the living pits, the living water pits.
The living waters.
And she's like... I don't believe you, kind of. But that's cool, I guess. If you did. Because the mythosaurs are supposed to be extinct long before
right.
modern
They're like
Mandalorians.
Are they like a religious... Like they worship the mythosaur or something? Or it's just that...
I think they just used to ride them. It was part of their grandiose warrior lifestyle back in the day. The ancient Mandos. So, yeah, it was interesting. It was cool. We only got to see that very small glimpse of the mythosaur underwater. I kind of want it to come back in a way. We'll see if that works itself out. But this might be the end of it. She just gets the signet and moves on.
Right.
I will say, I want you to watch the rest of the episode.
Okay.
Because you like Iron Man 3?
I love Iron Man 3.
Okay, you know the part where he's in the plane and he saves all the people?
Yes.
And how great that is and how fun it is and how it's like fun saving life victory stuff?
Yes.
Okay. And
100%.
Have you seen Rango?
No. Well, yes, but no.
Okay.
I saw it a long time ago. I don't
Okay.
remember anything about it.
Probably one of the best animated movies of all time. I'll just put that
Really?
out there. Yeah, I love Rango. So good. There's a scene where they fight bats in like a ravine, and they play this fun music, and it's rambunctious and wild and really great.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cross between those two.
Okay. I'll watch it.
It's a lot of fun. I thought it was really fun. I liked it a lot. Even though like exactly what you described to happen, and like exactly what's going to happen, of course. But it was still fun. I liked to see it. So
I need to finish it.
it was good. I liked it. It sold me on Mandalorian again. I was very happy to see them of delve into this new stuff, and I was like, cool, let's do that. And then they didn't, and I was bummed. But then we got this Order 66 stuff with Grogu, and I was like, okay, we've seen this 100 billion times now.
Right, yes.
How many Jedi survived Order 66? Like,
so many.
The number keeps going up. And
I assume that they'll bring these storylines together somehow.
Yeah, let's
because
hope
Moff
so.
Gideon is supposed to show up at some point, I believe.
Yeah.
So that'll happen, hopefully. I don't know how many episodes there are going to be, but we'll see.
Well, the first season is only 7 episodes.
That's true.
So we're on episode 4 already?
Yes.
Maybe 5?
Maybe.
I think only 4. But I don't remember. Regardless, Mandalorian season 1 is not as good as I remember. Watching it back with my dad, it's just a bunch of isolated escapades. It's very anthological. And
that's what some people like about it, you know.
I know, but that's not what I went.
That's
is why I think I like this new season more, because it's building an actual plot.
Mm-hmm.
And Mandalorian lore is very interesting.
It is.
It's kind of cool because there's like
look cool.
There's a whole galaxy of lore out there, but a lot of it is like shields and blasters and names of planets, and that's all fine and good. But we can, each planet has a planet's worth of lore to it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun to dig into specifics every once in a while. So that's where I'm at with Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Do you want to split this into 2 episodes? Because I feel like I could talk about The Last of Us for a while.
Yeah, I think that's a good episode. We hit 45-ish minutes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go ahead and just take us right on out.
All righty, get us out of here.
So that was this episode. Next week...
Oh, wait.
Wait, go ahead.
I watched 3 Harry Potter movies since last
give us
week.
a really quick run through.
Yeah, I don't need to talk about these forever. And you can open
your quick thoughts.
Yes. Okay. Goblet of Fire. Sorry, Caitlin. It's not that great.
We know.
It's whatever. It's like, you know what I mean? It's fun, but it doesn't...
Order of the Phoenix is better, right? Which is what you're going to say.
Order of the Phoenix kind of
my favorite Harry Potter movie.
Kind of went down for me. I actually had to take a break in the middle.
Oh, no. It's so fun, though.
If you want to talk about fun Harry Potter movies, you have to watch Half-Blood Prince. That's all I'm trying to say, okay? I laughed.
What? But Joshua, that movie is the most boring Harry Potter movie. Nothing happens in a Half-Blood Prince.
Oh, my gosh.
Nothing happens.
I hate those people. Nothing happens in Order of the Phoenix. I can tell you that much right now. Except for the ending. And that's the same for Half-Blood Prince.
It's cool.
I will say that, of course, yes, the ending of Order of the Phoenix is fire. Dumbledore's and Voldemort's fight with no music and just like magic sounds is awesome. Of course, absolutely. Yeah, it's sick. Of course, and the little yeah, that's great. Voldemort in a hoodie, that's good stuff.
That's always good to see.
But the Umbridge stuff, I used to think I liked it. I did not enjoy it this time around.
Dang, dude.
The Room of Requirement is good. Harry's speech in the...
speech.
the hog's head or whatever. I like that. That's great. When you're facing this stuff in real life, you don't know what it's like. You know, that's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Seamus,
Half-Blood Prince
one of my
still wins.
Seamus, my favorite side character, is evil in Order of the Phoenix. He's like, my mum's been reading the Daily Prophet and saying a lot of bad things about you, Harry. You know, I'm like, Seamus, no, just be the guy that gets blown up. Come on, man. Don't be like this. I'll have a go at anyone that calls me a liar. You know, it's like, all right, Harry, yes,
let's go.
And Ron is a friend again. I like that
too.
after Goblet of Fire when he's kind of not.
See, it's a good movie. You like it?
No, I don't. Okay, the beginning and the end are good. The middle, it's just too long for me.
It's too long, he says.
Half-Blood Prince, on the other hand, I am genuinely laughing out loud the entire movie. It's so funny the whole time. It's well written. The jokes are good. Alan Rickman is a comedian.
He is. He's so fun.
I only wish to convey a message. You know, it's perfect.
So good.
All the stuff with the relationships are good. We really get Hermione fleshed out here a lot. Yep. The Liquid Luck, everything with Slughorn is really well done. They're all manipulating him. Yep. And he's supposed to be super smart and self-aware, but he's also like very vain. Yeah. And he's like, I can't help but want to be friends with Harry because he's valuable for my shelf. Even though the wizarding world is like in turmoil right now because Voldemort is back. It's very awesome. It's a good movie. It's sort of reminiscent to Don't Look Up, where people are the Ministry is trying to avoid this catastrophe.
Control the narrative.
And it's just happening around us, obviously.
Yep.
And I liked it. I think it's really great. And we get the beautiful first Horcrux scenes with Dumbledore.
Dumbledore dies after that,
And Draco Malfoy. This is Draco's movie.
His big moment, yes.
He wasn't really in Order of the Phoenix or Goblet of Fire. He had
in many of the movies.
He's had like 3 lines in those two. Yeah. Which is really funny because he's a main character in the first 2, and then they kind of just like don't feel his presence for 3 movies.
Which is a shame because he's really good.
He's really good. And he pops off in the 6th one, and it's really great, and I love it. And we get more Helena Bonham Carter in this one.
Love it.
Which is great. It's just like, how is this not the best one? How is this literally not number 1 on everyone's list? And everyone hates this movie. They're like, oh, it's boring. Nothing happens. Dumbledore dies. Like, why would I ever want to watch that movie again? And I almost cried when Dumbledore dies.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great moment.
Severus. Please.
Severus, please.
You know? It's gorgeous. What a moment. Powerful
there
stuff.
There you have it, guys. Go watch Half-Blood Prince again because it's good and you're dumb if you don't like it.
Boom.
Okay, well, we'll hit you in the next one. Thank you all for listening to this. We're going to be talking about The Last of Us. The whole thing, we're going to be talking about it. And some other things. This is Jordan breaking into this episode. We're not talking about The Last of Us next week. We did that. Wait. What did I just say? Did I say? Let me start that over. We're not. I can't even use this now. This isn't even funny to use. This isn't even fun. This isn't even a funny bit to do. Anyway, we're not talking about The Last of Us next week. We talked about it last week. We recorded these 2 episodes at the same time. Said we were going to do one next week and this one this week, but then we switched them. So we're not doing it next week. We did it last week. If you listen to all of them, you already know that. But like, if you happen to be only listening to this one, we already talked about it. So you can listen to that if you want to. Actually, what we're doing next week, is talking about John Wick 1, 2, 3, and 4. Mainly number 4 because that's a new release. And this could be cool. So yeah, okay, that's what we're doing next week. Bye.